Oakley dokley. So. Put you back on La Bibliothèque. I'll move this butthole down. What would you like to do?
Kato, are you here?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Anything you want to look for, Kato?
It sounds like you got most of it.
Hill giants.
Yeah, so
Do you want to go speak to this guy?
Why?
Because he's here again.
Yeah, he was at the party.
He was the life of the party.
No, he was here. He was in the library last time as well. He's written a book on transmutation. Absolutely up to some shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
Like,
if
what
I want to. I don't want to know.
what do I say? Just hey, some
I
party
know.
last night, huh?
You don't get no. He's inside the silence, so you don't get to say anything.
You just get to stare at him awkwardly.
I tried.
Oh,
I'm
sure I could speak to him somehow.
It might be in violation of rules.
I guess we're looking stuff up.
And you can always try to see if you find out anything. I didn't.
Yeah, you could also
let
ask
me
one of the attendants about old magic.
I'm gonna look for something on. Oh, what was that? What was that village's name? Mialan. Yeah, there we go.
Sure. Give me an investigation check, this. Ooh, very nice. So, Mialan is a bespoke little village known for creating its different knickknacks and whatnot. It's also very well known for its honey. Its honey is delicious.
Honey.
Made by its resident bees that are somewhat otherworldly. The surrounding area is mostly lush meadow. It quite often gets thunderstorms around there.
The bees are otherworldly, or just?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
The bees also have like some kind of, I think with an 18, yeah. You get the bees have some connection to the Fae as well. That area of the valley also gets quite a lot of thunderstorms, and the bees apparently love this. They kind of rumble with the thunder as well. Yeah.
That's sus.
Sus.
Interesting.
The honey is meant to have many healing properties. And yeah. It's good as like a salve, good to eat. Their mead is meant to be out of this world as well.
Literally.
Okay. Gotta find a place to put that information.
I can give you
Can
a
I?
sheet if you guys want. Actually, might be an idea. Just for your quest, so you can all put like notes in.
True. True.
Mm,
There, just at the top, quest notes.
Quest. I don't expect to really find anything on it, given that we were told that they had no records of the ruin that exists in those mountains of being there. But is there any information I could the sort of history of Colburn that might talk about what sort of groups used to live in this area before the country was like founded or came into being?
Give me an investigation check as well, please.
Can I guide myself?
Sure.
Excellent. Where's my guidance button? There's my guidance button. Investigation.
Holy moly!
That's what I
Well,
rolled.
Couldn't roll one more, could you?
I tried my best.
wow.
Pretty weak roll.
Mostly elves. Sorry, my dude. It was.
No, that's fine.
It was an
That's
elven
fine.
empire until. Well, actually, with that role, you would know as well that because Brindisi is quite close to Zaltari, they have quite a deep connection with the Zaltari monarchy over there, made up of Dragonborn. Get the notes. Excuse me a moment.
Yeah, because I think Rook was just thinking, since finding out it was a room underground, uncovered by a tunnel within a mountain, his mind immediately went to like maybe Dwarven, but if it has powerful magical words and elves makes sense. But it could be Drow elf.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Could
In
be
that
could be
area, it is definitely a lot more sun elf, just because it's closer to the equator and whatnot.
Sure.
And
but
you know, being near the sun, sorry, the sea as well is very nice.
yeah, it's just a matter of knowing whether this room either an isolated singular structure or whether it was part of like an underground city that just rose high enough. So, you know, if we don't know the entrances or exits of it, then it
Yeah,
you know.
nothing like that. At the time, though, the tunnel wasn't in place.
Yes. And how long ago was that tunnel created?
Roughly 300 years ago.
And how long has the kingdom of Colburn functionally existed?
Just over 700 years.
Okay.
So the tunnel
701.
the tunnel is a relatively new addition.
But
it has been refurbished over time. You know the like.
Yeah, new pillows and throws and stuff.
Yeah. So you're definitely going to see a little bit more draconic influence in Brindisi.
Okay.
But aside from that, my dude, nothing else really on that front.
No, that's fine. It's good to have that out of the way now. Other than the moment I step inside the room, you have to tell me.
Plus, you got to roll really fucking high.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
29.
It was good.
Jesus.
We'll almost get to 30, guys. Looking forward to that.
It's possible.
And we're only level 5.
Yeah, and you're rolling fucking 30. It's great.
Well, I mean that's expertise. Expertise is bullshit.
Took the skill expert feat, did you?
A while ago.
Oh,
At level 4, actually. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. What do you guys want to do about this note we got?
You haven't figured that out yet.
No.
Yeah.
To be clear, this is the make sure you're not followed note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm presuming it's from last night.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Perhaps we should just go and, if it is that guy, let him know where our priorities lie at the moment.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna be too happy about it.
Well, I mean, if he's not going to be happy about it, then we're better off doing business with him. If he's somewhat reasonable, then, and he has no other options, I've got no qualms with looping back around that area, but if he wants this done quickly, he has to be okay with us putting a quest that could save lives on hold.
As we mentioned, an entire chunk of the region is at risk. There's a lot more at stake than just a few wares.
Yeah, we should go see.
I'm curious, but I have a bad feeling.
I mean, we don't have to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Oh no, I'm okay to go, just... He seemed a bit off.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But, like, again, I'm just saying for the sake of us, like, we're not so desperate for jobs at the moment that we abide by a random notes request.
Of course.
Like, we're trying to help people, but we don't have to put ourselves in situations constantly being led around. But I think that just comes down to us deciding how we want things and how we want to be approached. What do you think, Vayne?
Well, I think you have a point with us not being led around. But if a very wealthy person wants to be very subtle about something, then, well, they'll send someone like that, I would assume, to do the deed as subtly as possible. Although, I wouldn't say the Doulahands is the best place to do it.
Well, probably the easiest place to find us.
Well, I would have said that leaving that note in, like, against our door or underneath the door of our room would have been slyer. Just because
I think that would be more creepy. I don't want them knowing where we sleep.
Sleep, yeah, it's not really a good place for a business agreement. Shall we go see who it's from?
I just meant if they were trying to be subtle. Because obviously there's a lot of eyes in the Doulahands.
Okay, where's the Seven Chimneys?
We've been there before. It's the fancy restaurant in the merchants district.
Oh, that slipped my mind.
With the rats. Well, not with any rats.
Well, how long will it take us to get over there?
Hold on a moment.
Also, do you guys have tents?
No, I have a bedroll.
No, I've got a 2-person tent, but if we're going to be leaving the city, we should probably pick up another.
I used to have a caravan to sleep in. So.
Sometimes in the Venators, we would actually tie ropes into sturdy tree branches and sleep out there. Keeps us off the ground for predators, and it gives us cover and a vantage point.
With how it rains in Clancamrye, I don't fancy that.
Also, I spoke to Fern, and she was asking how we travel, so we should probably consider like a horse and a cart.
I guess that depends on the route we're taking.
Well, most routes south come with like roads for merchants.
Yes, I can vouch for that.
Well, I guess, do we know if we're going through the Tarnished Woods?
There's still a road through, I believe.
Yeah.
Is there?
There's like a path. From what I read, it says that you should like stick to the edge of the water or the river and use that as sort of a guiding until you like see a road you can follow. But again, I think as long as we don't have ill intentions, there's really no reason for the denizens of the forest to get in our way unless they feel particularly aggressive
Mischievous.
or mischievous. I can't honestly say how I think they would react to me.
Yeah, we do tend to stick out.
Will we check this out first and then decide?
Yeah. I think that's worth doing.
I'm hoping that someone's going to come back to me with a book about old magic, but I'm not holding out hope.
I wouldn't count on it. It'll take you roughly 3 hours to get to the Seven Chimneys.
What's the time of day?
Say at this point it's roughly 11.
Two-ish. With like getting ready, getting the carriage and stuff.
Might have to leave tomorrow morning if you want to get all this all done.
It's probably for the best.
My parents are over there anyway, so we'll have to do it.
Yes.
Well, shall we make our way over there then, and we can see what this arrangement is. You can speak to your parents.
Are there things you want to do, Vayne? Would it be... I don't like suggesting it, but would it be better if we split up?
Well, I feel like with the vagueness of the note, it might be pertinent for us all to stick together for that. But when
I agree, but do you have time?
Well, when I get back from that, I would like to go and deal with some stuff at the shop, if possible.
Sure.
Which district is the shop in again?
It is in this district.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. So, shall we, all of us, head out this, like, now, see what this deal is? If either once we're done with it, or if they don't show up and speak to us in a reasonable time, we'll all split off and do what we need to do today to get ready.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Yeah, sensible.
But we could stop at the shop on the way.
Oh well, it's mainly just pottering around discussing things with the current denizens, and kind of drawing up some plans. Nothing too interesting. It's stuff I can do later on today. It's no massive rush. So if we want to head out to the Seven Chimneys now, and then after that I will hi Roshana. I will head back to the shop, and you guys can do what you need to do.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
I suppose we're all going over here now.
Hail a carriage.
Oh, mid-move.
And you hop on in. Head straight over to the Seven Chimneys. Is there anything you'd like to do on your journey?
If everyone doesn't mind, I might swing by the to pick up the bag of cooling on our way back once we're done here.
Sure.
Is that alright with you, Vayne? Vayne? Did Vayne get in the cart?
No, I was having to deal with a cat. Sorry. I got in the cart. Sorry, what did you say?
After we're done here, I might immediately head to get the bag of cooling.
Yes, yep. Good.
Can I have the money?
Oh yes, of course. I hand over 200.
250.
Gold.
You seem distracted.
No, that was actually me out of game.
We know.
The humming and hawing.
Just doing math.
Are you getting in on this, Kato?
Yeah. I figured I was accompanying you to
Yeah, that's fine by me.
I figured I'd take a look at what else they might have on sale. Of course, not that I'd probably be able to afford any of it.
I mean, always nice to know. Set a goal
Yeah.
for when we get back.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You trundle through the Adventurous District, through the Templar. Anything else you'd like to do on this journey, or would you like to skip ahead to the...
Hey, Roshana.
Yeah?
When you're speaking to your parents, could you maybe casually broach the subject of like rations?
Oh, sure. I wanted to speak to them anyway, about getting some spices and preserves. I want to try out a couple of recipes I got at my course.
And I'm sure we can use, at least in the short term, the bag of colding to keep better, higher quality on dried meats. So at least we can have a bit of variety and a bit of freshness.
Sounds good.
At least for days that we don't hunt.
Yeah, and don't have any hill giant innards in there. It'll be
Yes,
nice.
fair. So it'll be good for the journey there, maybe not the journey back.
Yeah. You'll ease into it. The hunting and everything. Alrighty. So you guys soon arrive at the Seven Chimneys. an establishment that you've seen before, and you recall it's the one that you cleared out of all the nasty little rats,
Do we get to go in the front door this time?
if you want.
I look around us to see if we were followed.
Give me a perception check.
We're good.
You're so good.
That carriage driver that brought us here seems suspicious. With us the
Technically,
whole
we were
time.
following him, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Vayne will disguise self before he gets out of the carriage.
Okay. And who are you going to disguise yourself as?
I'm going to disguise myself as a sort of general public looking fella. Human.
Okay.
Not Croft, but just like a nondescript human man.
Mhm.
Just for subtle. And then I'm gonna hang out by the front door, like off to the side. See if anyone like looks
Give me a perception check.
shady at us. After everyone's gone in.
Okay.
So I'll like hang around outside as if I'm like not important. You still want the perception check?
Yes, please.
Cool.
Alrighty. So, Roshana heads in.
I head in behind.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll be like over here.
As soon as you guys walk in, the person at the front looks up, looks being youngish man, kind of floppy black hair. He gives you a nod as you enter, and then walks over to the side, lifts up the hatch, and then instructs you to follow him.
Follow through.
You walk past. You see it's roughly about lunchtime now, so people are already beginning to eat. They've filed in. And you head up a set of stairs to the second floor, where, if you zoom out, you shall see. Down this way is a long corridor, and the man brings you through to this room here. Through this door here, sorry. And inside you find what looks to be, if I could reveal, looks to be like a chambermaid's or, you know, the attendees' little restroom. There's a little hearth here, as well as some equipment, you know, changes of linen and the like, as well as bars of soap. He pulls a ladder off of the side and motions to a hatch up on the ceiling. He begins climbing the ladder, pushes the hatch open, and climbs on in.
Kind of weird.
Kato's intrusive thoughts. Just pulled the ladder down and close the hatch.
And walk away.
He's trapped now. Did I see anything with the perception? Sorry.
No.
Is there the trapdoor when we saw him open it up on this side, on the bottom side? Is there any sort of locking?
Not on this side, no.
Rook will climb on up then.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Vayne?
I'm just hanging outside.
Okay.
And like still just is the carriage still here?
It is.
yeah, just I'll like make small talk with the driver to make it look like we're waiting for the people to come back. While doing that, I'll kind of keep an eye out for if anyone is still like holding back eye in the carriage, that kind of thing.
Alrighty. You guys climb on up. And as you do into this extra little room, you see that the young man's form, dissipates to reveal a red-skinned tiefling with long black hair that's clasped into a low ponytail. Thank you for coming. Mr. Dulac is next door.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, sorry about that. He points here.
Right. I'm going to take a look at the trapdoor as we come up to see if there's any locking mechanism on this side.
There is. Yeah.
Oh, knock.
Come in.
I come in.
Okay. And inside you see Mr. Dulac. William Dulac is currently sat there. As disheveled as he was before. Looking around nervously.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
Can't say me or my companions are particularly fond of the mechanism of your invitation, but I understand you want to keep things discreet.
Indeed. My apologies, it's not to your liking, but it is what it is. The fact that you're here, have you at least thought about Gretzem?
We have.
Right. My apologies. Please sit if you'd like. And my apologies for attending the party unannounced. For taking you away from your celebrations. I am.
I'll gingerly sit. Doesn't want to, but.
Yeah, Roshana kind of like awkwardly steps between you and the desk and then sits down. I am William Dulac of the Dulac family. I must stress again that I wanted to ask you a party this specifically, as I know you did work for us in the past, and for the most part were discreet in your work. At least that's what I've been led to believe. I will ask that none of that which is uttered in this room today reaches anyone else, other than those present in this room currently.
Oh, rip.
We may, if we can come to an amicable agreement, we may have to tell one more who's not with us at the moment.
Oh, of course. Yes, sorry. Apologies for my paranoia. I've only recently come into the business with the sudden passing of my uncle. My father wants me to step up. And I've found that the business, while still profiting, is facing greater constraints than I had first imagined. We've enough to cover our overheads for the time being, but if things progress, we could lose everything. One of the avenues that I was looking at was importing goods via the land route. As I mentioned to you, over half of our goods over the past 6 months or so have not reached the western gate of Clancamrye. After speaking to the managers, it appears that contact with the drivers is lost as they approach Gretzem. There are a number of our routes converging Gretzem prior to arriving in Clancamrye. They carry all manner of goods, but we mostly provide quality produce and wine from elsewhere in Colburn, as well as some specialized goods from beyond the kingdom. The imports we have coming in on land are from Verdenport, Brindisi, Morgravia, Vale here, Hyla, Middencott, Emil, Yassinen, Juniper, the list goes on. The most expensive of our lot would be the Moonbead Caviar from Emil, sought after by some of the higher end restaurants, and he gestures to the one that you're currently sitting in, though far above the kitchens and those that are delighting in the food right now. Our goods are not those that would spoil. Many are preserves as per their nature, the caviar, wine and cheeses, but they have the potential to spoil, if exposed to the elements. Our drivers, therefore, have to be quite well trained.
See.
It's not that we solely cater produce. We do have business with the mining community in Hyla as well. One of my late uncle's more recent ventures. Mountain stone collected was sought by the masons in the Thandela for housing construction, and the near stream was panned for gold, sought by jewelers in the Thandela as well. Upon learning about this steady loss of goods, I contacted the warehouse district guardsman to inform them that some of our goods were not arriving and to check out the gate. He leans forward at this point, and you see that this is a young man. Barely past 20. Though he certainly looks a lot older. You see that expectation is kind of sitting heavy on him.
Yeah.
I admit that I also called in a favor from a couple of the guardsmen off the books and asked them to scout the area closer to Glatzem. However, we lost contact with them. Well, I should say one of them did return to Clancamrye to say that everything in Glatzem was fine. But they haven't been in contact with us since, and they refused to speak to my friend Maestro out there when he visited him.
That is certainly suspicious.
Yeah. I need a party to investigate Glatzem to determine if this is where the imports are going missing. I'm willing to pay for this venture. I know it's unusual.
My friends and I do have intention of leaving the city quite soon. We have other business other than your requests that we must do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm sure you're busy.
What sort of timeline are you hoping for this to operate on?
As soon as possible.
In terms of travel, heading to Grasheim would be out of our way from a certain perspective.
But like I said, I'm willing to pay. I could do 4,000.
Hmm. 4,000 for what exactly? The information on why the shipments are going, a complete resolution of whatever's taking your shipments.
At this point, I need to know that Glatzem is where the things are going missing. But this is all purely speculation. Unfortunately, all of our land routes converge on this one point. And the goods that do come through are sporadic. If we end up losing this route, it could very well damage our business. People will lose jobs, livelihoods.
Rook will look over towards Kato to see if he has any input in the matter.
Deep in thought.
Grasham could give us the opportunity, looking over to Kato, to, as a sort of central point for trade, to discuss with merchants from further south about what's going on in the areas. I suppose if my companions were in agreement. Actually, hold on a second. Rook will get up and walk over to the door and address this fella here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
I think our fourth member might still, for some reason, be standing outside. He cast a disguised self on himself to look like a human.
Oh.
Will you go out and just get him?
Sure. 2 minutes.
Cool.
He disguises himself and heads down the steps.
Yeah. The other business that we have outside the city, it's going to take us a long time to get there. And so time is something we're going to have to spend anyway. However, it's one of those quests that inaction may result in additional damage to livelihood and life. I'm not going to go into the specifics, but if you're concerned about our apprehension, it's not about the nature of your request. It's more of us balancing priorities. We could use Gresham as an opportunity to gain information and supplies if we need it.
Yes, we will not waste your time with false promises. But
I appreciate that.
We will at the very least conduct a cursory investigation whilst in Gresham.
It would be difficult for us to justify heading to Gresham and then coming back here to update you purely. It would be sort of a waste of our time. Do you have any mechanism by which we can send word to you?
I do not. No.
What about your messenger outside?
He might be able to. I'd have to ask him. Vayne.
Could he?
Sorry, Vayne. As you're standing outside, you see, leaning up against the wall. You see another fellow just kind of like swaggers over to you a little bit and leans up against the wall beside you.
I nod. Morning. Afternoon.
Yep.
Yep.
3 is a company, but we could use more.
Well, not much happening out here anyway, so.
Right. He pushes himself off the wall and walks back inside.
I mean, I'll push myself off the wall and pretend to scrape something off my shoe on the floor and then walk in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you follow him up the same route that the rest did. Climbing up the steps.
Yoki dokie.
And the tiefling's form drops once more.
I'll drop. Myself as well.
Oh, I thought I recognized you. Who there?
Thank you very much. Recognize me. Hello.
Hi, Vayne.
Doesn't look like we were followed. Or even noticed, to be honest.
Excellent. So a friend here is looking for us to investigate the missing shipments down at Gratzham.
Okay. So we're supposed you want us to investigate Gratzham still?
Yes.
I think
I'm willing to pay half up front if that'll guarantee you go there.
half of what?
4,000.
Hmm. Would it?
I think
We
we're
cover
apprehensive.
expenses on that.
Hmm?
I'm just thinking because we're going to have to pay for the travel to get to Gratzham. And then, obviously, we're going out of our way. Could we put that onto the... Would you be willing to pay for the travel as well?
How would you be traveling?
Well, if you wanted to get there quickly, I assume horses?
I can pay for horses, certainly.
Seems fair. And that way we can get there quicker and get you your information quicker. But I think we could stop by Gratzham. We could stop by Gratzham because we can go from Gratzham over to Mercantile. I think it's all doable.
Sorry, how do you mean? Go from Gratzham to Mercantile?
Oh, just for our other business.
But we'd certainly go from Mercantile to Gratzham, no?
Why?
Public aren't allowed through the western gate.
Well,
Here, hold on a moment. And he pulls out a map.
well, I'm aware of that. I was just thinking perhaps we could.
So, this is the western gate?
Yep.
Sorry, that's the eastern gate, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the western gate.
Yeah.
I got that wrong earlier as well. Great. Okay, so public isn't allowed through the eastern gate because it goes directly into the into the warehouse district,
Yeah.
which is private property basically. So if you want to get to Gratzham, you have to go through the western gate over to Mercantile, and then
The east and western gate. Yeah.
I was not showing that. God's sake, I hate this. Okay, no one can go through here because the warehouse district is over here.
Yep.
You have to go through the western gate over to Mercantile, then go over to Gratzham because you can't go this way. You have to go this way.
Yeah. So the extra journey, assuming we can have some mechanism to send word back. I don't know if anyone in the party has sending.
Capitalism. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Roshana gives you a look, Rook, as if to say, I do. But,
Okay. Yeah. Well, we can discuss that mechanism. I think the party is all right with taking a detour on our mission, not to diminish your need at all, and head to Gratzham to. Is there any You said half your trade gets through, yes.
well, under, but yes.
But still, those who get out of Gratzham, you turn up, as far as you're aware.
Yes?
So, is there any sort of iconography that your traders keep or display that we can know if someone is heading up here for you?
He shakes his head. I generally don't know.
Okay. So, I'm trying to consider how in a city that is the juncture of most trade coming into Clancamrye, how we're supposed to distinguish your goods against any other.
Right. Well, the packaging on some of the goods, like the cheeses, for example, they are covered in the dew lakes. It's wax-based paper. A large amount of stone has not arrived.
Okay, is there anyone who works for you in Kratzheim that we can rendezvous with? Or are we going into that area completely blind?
He just opens his mouth and shakes his head.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm sorry, I can't be more use.
Vayne?
Sorry, that was me. Yes.
Do you have any questions you think would be worth asking? Or any opinion?
Well, I'm just trying. So there's no port of call for your company's trade goods in Kratzheim. It's just a pass through.
Yes.
Where's who, apart from obviously yourself, has knowledge of the goods that are coming?
Well, not the goods themselves necessarily, but the guards at the eastern gatehouse. At the eastern gate, they would they know to expect our drivers.
And you say the cheeses and some other various items have the dew lake sort of packaging seal.
Yes. The carts and the carriages that we have, they have no iconography, but there are symbols on the boxes and packaging. Yes.
Okay.
Are there any papers required for a trade wagon to pass through the eastern gate to deliver goods?
Yes, I believe so.
And you're sure that the goods aren't going missing either at the gate or in the warehouse district?
We have thoroughly investigated here. That's why we're considering elsewhere.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. I don't want to be going on a wild goose chase.
Last question from me. You've mentioned that the goods that go missing are fairly random, not targeted, as far as you can tell.
Yes.
You say they come from various different places, but Kratzheim is the kind of focal point where, because obviously it's directly outside of the Eastern Gatehouse, is it specific items that come from a specific area that go missing, or so what I mean is say you had some items that came from Whitethorn and some that came from Reenfield, for example. Are the items, is there any kind of directional clue, I suppose, of where assuming that there's, say, bandits or something that are stealing these goods, is there any correlation with the items as to where they might have, which trade route they might have come from? Like their origin
It's-
point?
Entirely random.
Entirely random. Okay. I'm just trying to work out if it's after Gratsem, before Gratsem, in a certain direction, kind of thing.
It's from what the managers have told me, it seems that the drivers they lose contact with some of the drivers before they reach Gratsem.
Okay. And it's from varied routes. It's not all from one
It's
route.
never phone route. No.
Okay. That's good knowledge, as it kind of... You would assume that it narrows it in terms of scope to around just before Gratsem, so that whoever's taking these sort of chances at stealing goods doesn't have to travel from one side of, Colburn to the other. Yes, I think that's the last question I can think of.
Could you give us a moment to discuss?
Indeed. Should I go out, or should I have Maestro come in?
If you wouldn't mind stepping outside.
Sure.
Quick, go
Thank
through
you.
all of his stuff.
I would. Oh my god! Like I had the intrusive thought of just, and I immediately start rifling through his stuff. No.
You can if you want.
Quick, Rook, cast
No,
Firebolt.
I'm better than that.
Are you?
Yes.
Kato,
Thank you very much. Yeah, I am. The rest of them, that's on them. I got nothing.
Vale will take a cursory glance at the desk. Is there any paper on it?
There is no paper on the desk.
I didn't think that.
So, as people sort of begin moving around him, Rook sort of goes, the reason I asked for a bit of privacy is so we could have a bit of a discussion. Obviously, in any quest we do, there's going to be unknowns. But
Right.
we're in a position at the moment where we can sort of enter with as many or as little unknown as we have available. This quest has a lot. And if past experiences are anything to go by, I don't want to have to spend entire nights walking up and down a dock trying to guess the right place. Or
I concur.
however, with the ruinous tunnels quest, and the hill giants, we have direction there. We know what the problem is.
I agree, but I think we don't necessarily have to do anything. We need to just initially we can go there, and because he said that these instances of things being stolen, they're entirely random, and sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. So we could go there and nothing's happened for a while, and nothing, So we can
And
go
then
there, get as much information as we can up to a point, and then feed that information back, say we're going to do something quickly, and, well, I say quickly, and then we'll be back. It's, we're still...
I would be uncomfortable taking money from this individual, especially that large a sum of money, if our efforts are going to be half-assed.
I'm not saying we half-ass it.
Well, taking the money would assume that we've agreed to the job and all the effort required therein. Because 2,000 gold's a lot of money to pay to just have some schmucks go into a town, ask a few questions, feed the answers back to his guy, and then come back.
Subtly. And I'm not saying we just go and ask a few questions. I mean, obviously we do a bit more than that.
It feels like too much money.
It does.
And yeah, it. In some ways, it feels like they're trying to get us out of their way.
If that were the case, why approach us at all?
I mean, you
Because they
said
were gonna.
we're leaving the city anyway.
Yeah.
Unless they want us to not go to a different quest.
It could. Yeah. It could just be a highest bidder kind of situation.
Or they really want us to go to Gratzem.
For some reason.
But what's there?
DM?
Mhm.
What's in Gratzem?
You stop by it. Hold
I
on.
did.
Yeah, let me get my notes. Vayne should have his notes too, because he's... No, actually you do.
Yeah, would you like me to?
Yeah, sure, if you have them.
Yeah. Daglian, Rainfield.
You do know it's known
Excellent.
mostly for its animal husbandry, and also there are a couple of races.
Bessie
Hold there.
Lakes and the Minotaur's Head.
Mhm.
Apothecary there.
Mhm.
There's a vast and large is a heart. At its heart is a small insular village where gossip spreads quickly. The drinking is the main pastime. That's my kind of town. The village specializes in herding and animal husbandry. Animals there produce leather goods, leather-based goods, and the main export of the town. Every year, they do rodeos, which is when more visitors go to the town. Aside from that, the villagers are normally pretty quiet. Population here is mostly human, and folks tend to be quite superstitious. The roads leading from the village into Clancamrye is reserved mostly for business transporting goods directly into the warehouse district. I won't read that other paragraph.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
It's nice to have,
Hey,
to have someone else have my own notes as well. Definitely handy.
Hey, Roshana,
Yeah?
do you happen to have that truth spell today?
Ooh,
That's
cheeky. I like it.
Would she have that prepared today?
I don't think so.
We
Be
knew
honest.
a meeting was coming up. I guess I do
What?
have this vial of truth serum.
What spells does she have? Or like did she have? I mean, we can always just send her a DM and be like, "Yo, did you have? Would you have had?
Yeah.
This is your spell list. Tell me what you had.
To be fair, she wouldn't have known this meeting was happening until today.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was
Like, I
anything?
can't make
What else was happening today?
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm just trying to think what else was happening for her today that would really require that spell. Is
All right. Shall we? It seems
force
like
him to drink the truth serum. Yes.
Are we? So to be clear, we're turning this down.
I want to ask him to drink the truth serum, and if he does it, and is like honest with what he says after, I don't doing.
Rook,
Yes.
I mean this in the nicest of ways. That's insane.
What? What?
I mean,
Insane like a.
why? You know, he comes back in, the first thing you say is, drink this truth serum for us.
Yes. Well, not the first thing I'd say. I'd say thank you.
We could.
So,
Mm,
so
we could ask for
just-
some drinks.
well, he's very paranoid. And the reason I'd want to ask him is if he's being honest. He has no reason to say no. But if he adamantly refuses, then I don't think we can trust him enough to spend time doing this.
But if he's that paranoid enough, he'll think it's poison anyway.
That's
I
fine.
I really just can't support just randomly asking someone to drink a truth potion.
Have you ever tried?
I haven't. That doesn't mean I've been crazy enough to try.
I don't know.
We can always just ask him straight and say, we have very pertinent other business that is as much as, you know, his imports are monetarily important, the other tasks we have are life and death.
Well,
We can ask him if he would be willing to wait. If not, we may have to turn the quest down.
He did say he wanted it done as soon as
I
possible.
understand that, but at the same time, he's just losing money. Other people are losing their lives. And we can say we'll go to Gratem and do what we can before we head out to our other quest. And see how he feels about that.
All right.
I think we should be upfront and say.
I don't think lying to him or, you know, trying to beat around the bushes. I mean, we're obviously busy, and he could, if we were upfront with him, he may say, "Okay, that's fair enough. I'll see if I can find someone else to deal with it," or he'll say, "I appreciate you going down there. Try and keep me posted." Blah 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 blah. I think, you know,
because
we're just upfront.
If we're not going to accept the arrangement, I don't see any particular reason we should go there.
Well, no,
if we want to,
if he's not willing to have us, you know, do that for the arrangement, as like a show of good faith that we are, you know, happy to help, but we have the other more pertinent things, then he'll have to go to someone else, which means we won't go to Gratem regardless. So basically, we're just saying we're happy to go there and do what we can in the short time we have before we head out to this quest that basically is the safety of the entire south of Colburn. Because if all of those towns are wiped out, I'm sure he's going to lose more business than, you know, just a few items here and there.
all right.
You know, we just say that the quest we have is literally a matter of national security.
Okay. Shall I invite him back in?
Into his own room? Sure.
All
right.
And I sit in his chair.
Okay, we'll see you now.
I'll like look at the group and do like a wink, and then Rook will just say, "I'm actually, you know, fuck all this. I'm gonna step outside and just kill them all." And I'll swing open the door and look at them to see if they've been listening.
You see
Before I swing the door open, I'm going to cast Owl's Wisdom on myself for enhanced ability.
Oh my
Okay.
god!
Righty.
Oh my god!
And then I step out and be like, "You can come in now if you want."
You
Mm-hmm.
bad man.
You see that fuck, his name's gone from my head. William Dulake has been like writing on a piece of parchment with a quill, but the tiefling gentleman is just staring daggers at you.
I knew it.
Sorry. I have the contract here.
Yeah, come on in.
Enter.
I will just step out and kill them all. Oh god.
I'm glad you could come.
Fine.
No, it's fine. I have here locations, Gratsem, the surrounding areas. Rewards offered 4,000 gold pieces to investigate and determine if the cause of the missing imports is within Gratsem. I put in an amendment, 2,000 gold pieces to be paid up front and half paid on completion of the quest. An additional amount of 300 gold pieces will be paid up front for the purpose of purchasing mounts.
Can I'll like put my hand out to look at, like, so I can look over the piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't been signed just yet, just so you know, but...
No, yeah, of course. I just want to, like, see if there's any fine print.
Mm-hmm. It reads, the Dule Company imports goods from all across Cali by sea, sky and land. Within the past 6 months, the number of imports reaching the Dule warehouses in Clancamrye via the land route have fallen by over 50%. The company has investigated within their own warehouses and have alerted the King's Guard manning the eastern gate. Mr. Dulake also called in some favours to have a team check out Gratsem, the immediate village outside the eastern gate, and where each of the land import routes converge. Mr. Dulake suspects this town and its surrounding areas as a site of its imports going missing, as contact with his drivers dwindles about this point. Unfortunately, Mr. Dulake has not heard from his drivers or the team sent out to investigate since. Mr. Dulake has asked to investigate Gratsem to determine if this is where the imports are going missing.
Oh. And this is above game.
Mm-hmm.
That wording is pretty lax.
Yeah.
Because all we have to do is work out determine the cause of the missing, determine if the cause is in Gratsem.
Yeah.
Oh, it was less to you. More to the guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I mean, that's all you've been asked to do since the beginning.
no, I know,
Yeah.
but there was, you know, it wasn't in writing as such. But I know, I look up at the group.
Hey, William.
Why are you in his chair?
Yeah.
Rook will... How tall is William?
He's about 5'10", 5'11".
Okay. Rook will go over, pick up this chair, place it beside William, and then stand on the chair and look down at him.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening?
I'm gonna fireball you in the face now.
And just for my own curiosity, because my friends and I have had some issues in the past with clients, and they'll lock eyes. You wouldn't be trying to get us to go to Gratsem for any reason outside of that outlined in the contract. You're not being swayed by any sort of outside force, and you're not acting under any other individuals' intentions that might want to wish harm to us or to get us out of the way.
Vayne looks
No.
daggers into it.
Insight check.
Do I believe him?
Side check.
Okay.
Actually, I'll let Rook, because Rook's.
My entire
standing
thing was
on a chair. Yeah. Go
either
ahead.
that, or if I could do some sort of. I'll just do an insight. I do have
You have
advantage,
advantage,
because of
yeah.
because of thing.
Because of chair.
Because of chair.
Okay, I'm gonna message you, Rook.
Cool.
Love secret fucking messages. Normally it's Roshana.
A little treat from me, and me alone.
What?
I'm the secrets now. No, actually, I kind of just like, I understand the caution, but at the same time, me personally, I think he's just really fucked up. Like, he's been basically thrust into a job, and he's like, I really need to figure this out because we're losing like 50% of our shit.
That's
He's
fine.
just like tearing his hair out.
I don't mind if suspicious because of their circumstances stressing the shit out. However, we had to deal with a shift changer earlier in the week, so I think our own suspicions is warranted.
Oh no, I'm also suspicious, but at the same time, I'm like, he's probably just like really fucking overworked. Man's just having a bad time, and now a hobgoblin's staring him down on a chair while someone else is in his chair.
I'm sorry, William. I don't mean to add additional stress to your shoulders. As you might understand, your job is more stressful than you had anticipated, and ours is no different. We need to be careful and choose who we decide to do work with.
You see that he's taken a few steps back, like unknowing to himself, and he's just looking around. He's looking a little bit wide-eyed and, frankly, a little bit scared in this moment.
I'll go and put the chair back in its place, and I'll just gesture to Vayne.
William, I'll let you in on the general nature of the other job. It involves many lives throughout the entire south of Colburn. And this is why we're having such a difficult time with deciding, because it is obviously both things are time sensitive, and yours is obviously a task that we would very happily put our time into, but and I mean this in the nicest possible way, lives are worth more than money for the most part, and and we're happy to go to Gratzem and do our utmost to figure out whether the issue is there or not. But we don't want to lead you on, as we do need to go to the south of Colburn fairly swiftly, and obviously, as you know, the travel will take some time to get down there. So we are happy, but we don't want you to feel like you're getting second best, because you will, for the time we are there, get our all. Assuming you want to go ahead with us doing attempting to figure out if Gratzem is the source of your issues.
I'm sorry. I'm rather confused.
Me too.
Are you willing to do it, or is this?
We're willing to do it, but I'm trying to give you an expectation. I'm trying to set your expectation. Sorry, I'm giving you an idea of the other task that is currently on our hands, and the gravity of it to a degree. And I know that is not your concern, but you know, it's something that I think, as a prospective client who is putting quite a sum of money down, I think it's pertinent that you are aware of our overall intention for the next, portion of time. Because obviously, if we go there and these thefts are spaced out in time, they're not consistent. So we can go there and trying to figure out if Gratzem is the source, but if there isn't any evidence at that time. It's not. We don't really have the time to spare at the moment because of the gravity of our other job.
I understand. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming.
Very well.
If the issue hasn't been resolved for you when we're back in the city, I do encourage you to reach out again. Hopefully you'll have more information by then.
Yes, I'll see if I can get a... Would you be able to recommend another party, perhaps?
Can we... Kato, maybe you could put that to the test? Write a little note.
Maybe check if there's anyone in Dreadsome at the moment.
Yeah, I'll get the book out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a pen? Did it come with the pen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oggies. Free pens. I'm always there for free pens.
I gotta find it.
Well, I guess even if there is another party in Gratsum, like how are we going to put him in contact with him if he doesn't want to go through the guild?
Well, we. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only other party we had met, like full party in this town, is dead. Because we haven't actually met too many other parties guild.
No.
We can just say. Well, we can ask if there's anyone else in Graz. We can ask if there's anyone in the area, and then we can figure that out. Because if there's no one in the area, then it's a done deal anyway. Not an issue. So just say, like, to all, is anyone in the area in or around Gratzem? P.S. Hi, we're the new people.
I mean, I suppose if you do that and find out who's there, then William can put in an anonymous request through a clerk who can contact the members of that guild with the details.
Well, or if we ask them to go, there's a tavern in Gratzem that I'm aware of. We can send your tiefling assistant to, or you can send word to the tavern in Gratzem and kind of meet them without having to specifically go through the guild.
Right, I could, use the correspondence to ask who's in or near Gratzem, and then tell them to meet this person at this place and this time or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, just basically send a to all. Is anyone in or around Gratzem? Potential lucrative. Actually, yeah, say, is anyone in or around Gratzem? Potential lucrative quest. Potential lucrative. Well, I'm just thinking because lucrative might make them be like a bit more like, hey, I'm down.
Well, that's kind of a reason not to put lucrative.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll be people that'll say, "Oh yeah, we're in Gratzem," and then realistically they're in like Youth Hall or something.
I'm sorry, I'm quite confused. What is all this?
Sorry, don't.
We've Yes, apologies. We've been given the
Just-
privilege by the guild of method of contacting multiple groups
Just
Right.
working out what to say to them.
directly without going through guild headquarters, assumedly.
Hmm.
Yeah, just ask if anyone's in or.
I'm afraid we don't know. We can't vouch for anyone else at the moment within the guild, but we can inquire if you would like for anyone close to Gratsum, or even in this city at the moment.
Yes, if you could just not include my name, please, and
Of course. If anything, they'd be meeting your assistant.
right.
And if I might suggest, in case this issue becomes so prolonged that we become available to properly look at it, might I suggest that perhaps you do add some sort of iconography so that, we can actually track,
To the
or even...
carts and carriages, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
or even some sort of hidden details.
Mm.
Decide that we can know that it's yours. So that way we can follow it, or we can or whoever takes up this job can perhaps feign get a cart and some goods and make the track themselves, and if they're lucky enough, perhaps they'll run into whoever's doing this.
Right.
We might be able to check in later. Our quest is going to take us down to Daglion, and if things clear up quickly enough and it's still ongoing, perhaps we can take the long route up south from towards Gratsum as a
We could
trade.
we could pretend to be traders.
Have you sent out the message, Kato?
Not yet. Just making sure that was pretty much all. So we're just asking who's in Gratsum, right?
Literally just who's in or around
Right.
Gratsum. Or, I guess, willing to get there within the next couple of days. And again, William, we are genuinely incredibly sorry that we can't make your job our priority currently.
Did I spell that right?
Just as
Yeah,
you
you
can
did.
imagine,
Okay.
as you can imagine, we're inundated at the moment. Fortunately, some jobs will have to take priority, and others not.
Eventually, after closing the book, Kato, you start getting little pings every now and then.
What does KTS stand?
Well, it's a group of
Ultimate
bards.
Squad.
They do shows, you know.
You want to check your book, Kato?
Yeah. Isn't it in the party's correspondence? Do I need to close it and open it again?
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, okay. Or what? Where am I getting the pings?
I haven't saved yet, sorry.
Okay. I'm confused. Like, like I should have been seeing them. Why am I not seeing them?
It's a slow. Man, they all reply very good.
Oh my god! I imagine like time zones. Like, do you know what time it is? I'm sleeping.
Guys, it's 2 a.m. I'm We're on a stakeout.
Yeah, you've properly pissed off KTS at the moment.
I do
Don't
like
even-
the slightly different characteristics for getting of each of the party. Like some of them are very light, some of them are very to the point. One of them is
Yeah.
super ecstatic about pain. Men's
Yeah,
it's like
This is just a.
we're at a concert.
We're having so much fun.
I don't even know where
Spring
half
break.
these places. I don't even know where half these places are.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to work out.
Juniper, Domerzag.
From
These could be completely like different continents.
I mean,
I think all of these names are made up, to be honest.
I don't think these are real people. I think this is just Gilmore in a corner.
Gilmore!
With a book.
Gilmore going here. These fucking idiots.
He's
He's so busy.
We're actually the only surviving like party
Yeah.
in the whole guild, and he's
We are
just
the
trying
entire
no.
he's trying to
50%.
fudge the numbers.
Gilmore stares, shifting his glasses, going, my MSN notifications.
I wonder who's messaging me today. Oh, it's Kato.
So I'm still
Enjoy.
going through maps trying to.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you'll
But
find
I'm-
them.
But yeah, I'm 99% sure none of these are viable.
Pretty sure none of them are in Colburn. That's,
It's
anything to go
gonna
by.
be us in like 5 levels.
yeah.
Just
When were you
just
last in
randomly.
Clancamrye?
Hey,
Fucking
is
like 3
anyone
years
is
ago.
anyone in or around Brindisi? Us all the way in Galen. Nah.
Never been, sorry, bye.
Hmm.
Any
Well,
good,
current
Kato?
response is it's not good. Doesn't seem like anyone's in the area. I've never even heard of a lot of these places.
William takes a quick look over your shoulder. Oh, well, yeah, they're pretty far.
I think
Yes,
the best we can offer is that we will keep an eye out as we make our way down through the mercantile, in case any of the western trades heading to Grasham are impacted.
Very well. He
Do you have any goods that come through the Tarnished Forest?
I just need to check. He holds his hand out to you, Vayne, for the contract.
Oh, I hand it back, so.
He takes it and just folds it.
So we're happy to look on our way, as Rook said, look on our way down, free of charge.
I appreciate it, but if it's going to be too much out of your way, I don't want to take you from your business either.
Well, we're going down that way anyway, so.
I'll have to call in a couple of favors. He gives you a quick smile. It falls quite quickly. Just as quickly. He gives you a nod and goes, thank you for coming. I'm sorry to do this, but I have to lock this room up after me to give the key back to the owner.
Of course.
Oh yes,
Can
we'll get out of your way.
We'll see you out.
And once again, I am truly sorry. I hate disappointing people.
Yes, right this way.
I wasn't actually going to do anything.
I saw it in his eyes.
They see the tiefling smiles, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes, and he just raises an eyebrow.
See, you've got a good sense of humor.
Oh, guys,
I'll go
wait
down
for me.
first, make sure it's safe.
I was about to
Ah!
go. Whoa!
Whoa!
Big lady!
Well,
Lady,
Big
William.
lady!
William, what have you done?
Long lady.
She got a giant growth potion from somewhere.
somewhere.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Roshana.
You,
Whoa. Oh,
Quick.
that's right. It's been obscured.
yeah, you quickly exit.
Roshana wide. Leave that in mind.
Roshana wide.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, you all exit the seven chimneys. You're-
Man, this fucking sucks, bro. I hate
Yeah.
this. I hate disappointing people. He like smiled to try and make us feel better, but he couldn't even do it for too long.
Oh yeah, no, we
Oh.
100% like ruined his week.
We gotta get better at just like cutting people
should
off and
just-
minimizing the damage.
We should just clone ourselves and solve everything.
We should just say never take notes. Like if someone stabs a note onto Rook's leg, we just don't bother. Because if we hadn't gone to see him, I wouldn't feel so shit.
I mean, I kind of did say maybe like we just shouldn't do it because it doesn't matter.
I'm following all of I'm following all Rook's advice from now on. Blowing people
Oh,
up
that's
with
good.
fireballs.
Stop drinking.
Okay, I'm following most of Rook's advice. From
Oh
now
my
on.
god.
Okay, well, I just gotta make having you stop drinking be at least half of my advice.
God, you're playing the 50%, bro.
Right.
This is Gilmore's.
So Kato and I are heading to the Arcane District, or to the Arcane Academy.
Yep. I'm going
Um,
to stick around and talk to my parents.
Where are we?
You are here.
Are we? Oh my god. Just see how
Oh,
close
yeah.
I was to that.
Mhm.
So,
Send,
in case I forget, here's your great axe.
Oh, thank you.
Left it in the bag.
I'm glad it didn't pierce it.
I mean, I brought that up, and no one seemed concerned at the time.
Okay.
Yes, we put corks on it, didn't we? I thought that was what we said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
She started
from all the bottles that Vayne drank. It was a real team effort.
team effort. Oh dear.
well, Roshana.
I tried. Why did you think I was drinking so much wine?
Send them my regards.
Will do.
Yes, tell them I said hi and I hope business is going well. I would have loved to have stopped by, but I have some business to attend to myself.
Okay. Just so that we're ready for the morning. I'm getting the food and the rations.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Should somebody get tents?
Right,
Are
horses.
we getting horses?
I think best case scenario would be like a horse or two, and then like a cart that we can like, or get like a carriage, something cheap.
I'll
Gonna look into it, Vayne.
I'll see if I can look into it. Yes.
And Kato and I are heading to the Arcane Academy to get the bag of colding and see if there's anything neat there.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. We meet up at the Dualahan's Head tonight.
I do have one 2-person tent. I imagine we could buy another in the guild hall itself. That feels like something they would have.
I imagine so. Yes.
Yeah.
Just quick. Roshana's going to see her parents. Rook, Kato, and me are getting in the carriage and going back to the Adventurers District, correct?
Mhm.
And then I'm getting out, and they're going to the Arcane District.
Is the Arcane Academy that I did my
Sorry,
training in, that was
Yes,
in the
it
Arcane
is.
District, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, and we're currently, where is it,
Yeah,
here?
over here.
Or here?
Yeah.
So it would be more efficient for Kato and I to get another carriage and just go to the.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that.
Um,
Easy enough.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually, that makes more sense.
Mhm.
So we'll do that.
Do you
Yes.
wanna? Do you wanna get in the one we've got, and I'll try and get another one, or
That works for me.
I would like to acquire carriage, please.
Okay. Easy enough in this district.
Wait. Oh, easy. Okay. I was gonna say, thank God you said easy enough, because last time I tried to get a carriage, I was there for fucking ages.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Yeah, I'll just grab a carriage and then head to the shop.
Yeah. Roshana will stay with you for the first couple of miles until she sees her parents' road and then hop out of the carriage.
And
Yep.
tell her to give 'em my best and all of that good things.
Yeah. So you head over to the shop then.
Oh, also, big compliments on that piece of steak.
Alrighty.
Ah, mm, 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 mm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Vayne's going to his shop, and Rook and Kato are going to the Arcane Academy to check out the bag of clothing and maybe some other magical items, depending. And I think that's what we'll leave it for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
Woo!
Here. I'm here.
Mhm.
Shana's there. Kato, Rook are
We did
down.
it.
Woo! We did it. No one died. We only had to disappoint one man.
Well, he died inside.
So far.
It's over.
Well, you've disappointed Johnny Dirge Swift. Now you've disappointed William Dooley.
I don't think.
Johnny
think we
disappointed himself.
I don't think we. I don't think we disappointed him. I think in his eyes we've like vindicated him. Like we've validated his emotions in some strange way, but I don't feel like disappointed. is the word.
We've made him become a self-improvement guy.
Our existence has made him disappoint James. So in that way, we.
I think he'll
There's
come
a
back
lot of
stronger
emotions.
Yeah.
He'll come back
I mean,
stronger
if
because
we'd
we
fucked
showed him
up if we had fucked up the conversation regarding the tunnel and the hill giants, then we'd be just Gilmore.
Mm.
But we didn't. That went okay.